Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. You'll have to excuse me today. I've got like 3 hours of sleep last night because A, the thing sitting on the table right now, and B, the thing I worked on last week. I decided it would be a bright idea to try the Akai GX-R88 with recording, and turns out it doesn't work for recording, at least not yet. It's got a problem with the bias oscillator I've got to track down yet. But that's okay. That deck can be sort of a back burner deck for me. It doesn't have to be all perfect right this very second. It's here for playback, not recording. My emphasis on that deck is going to be make it good for playback, and that's about it. If it records, fine. If I can make it record, fine, but I will try my best with that deck. Now, before we get into the big reveal here, you will have remembered, if you're a longtime subscriber, that I reserve one brand in particular for my channel milestone videos. Like at 500 and 1,000 subscribers, I had a special deck for that. And that special deck was from the brand Nakamichi. The reason I did it that way is because I didn't think I was going to like Nakamichi enough to want to service them very often. But I will tell you right now, guys, I have decided to stop doing that as of right now. Turns out I like the brand a lot more than I thought I did. At least I like servicing them a lot more than I thought I did. So moving forward, Nakamichi's not going to be channel milestone only. I'll sprinkle them in here and there as I can find them for a reasonable price. Anywho, if you guys thought I was crazy before, this purchase is not going to change your mind one eeny meeny teeny tiny itsy bitsy polka dot bikini little bit. So what do we have here? Well, before we get to that, I want to mention that I was considering several options for the 10,000 subscriber mark. Most foremost in my mind was the CR4, actually, because it's direct drive, and you know me, I like my direct drive units better than anything else. I just don't care for belt drive very much. So I was thinking about the CR4. But then I was looking over at my collection there and how full my shelves are, and I was thinking about things and realizing that I'm probably closer to the end of my collecting than the beginning. And I thought to myself, what the heck am I going to do with a CR4? Time for the big reveal, I guess, because I'm just too tired to think straight right now. I just want to get into here and see what kind of shape this is in. Anyhow, I weighed the pros and cons and the pros and the cons and the cons and the pros and of the cons and the pros of the cons and the cons, if that makes any sense at all. And I decided to just go for the whole hog, and I set my budget at $1,500, and I came back with this thing. Yes, folks, I own a ZX9. This is one of my Grail decks. If I was ever going for a Grail deck from Nakamichi, it's this one right here. Dual capstan, direct drive, all the good stuff, and probably one of the decks that is actually a dragon killer that was ever built, if that makes any sense. My words ain't wording right at the moment. 3 hours of sleep, what can I say? While I was looking for this, I actually was trying to get the CR7 first. I just could not find one for anywhere near this price. They were all $2,500 that I could find. Sometimes you can find them in junk, aka parts condition, for cheaper than $2,500, or for around what I paid for this one, but I just wasn't having any luck with that. So I looked at the CR7, or not, yeah, I looked at the CR7, that's the one I looked at. Brain is out. Anyway, like the title says, I do believe I actually bought a legitimate dragon killer with this deck. A lot of people who know Nakamichi put this deck as one of the models in that elite category. There's also the 1000 ZXL, which is supposedly better than this one, but that one's even more expensive than a dragon, so I don't know if I'll ever own one, but I've got this one, and hopefully it's a good one. But I want to do an evaluation on camera with you guys, so you guys can at least see what I'm planning for 10,000 subscribers, and Geez, I can't believe I bought this thing. But we'll just take a look at the condition first. There are a number of reasons I decided to go with this particular one. There was another ZX9 I was looking at. It was an auction deck. That one had severe condition issues, and so does this one, but this one has fewer condition issues than that one, I think. Even having seen this one in person now. Okay, first thing I can tell about this is it's got all of these knob caps on it. You've got these knobs hiding back there for adjustments, and then you put these caps back on, and your adjustments are untouched and locked down, and nobody can disturb them on you. The auction deck I was looking at did not have this stuff. And another thing I can notice is record levels are very unbalanced. I was kind of expecting that. These are some of the models that are affected by orange cap disease. You have to go through them and replace them all if you've got one of these in 2025. I will be doing that. There's our azimuth adjustment. This is for recording azimuth, not playback. That's one of the reasons why this deck is so special. Let's see. Tape door. It's on straight. Not broken. I don't know if there's supposed to be a window in there or not, but there is none there currently. Eject is working. Seller left me a tape. That's kind of cool. I don't know if it's his tape or one that originally came with the deck. I suspect this came from a private seller, and I think what happened is he found this sitting at a hard-off in Japan or something and just bought it to flip. And, well, I guess I'm the gullible sucker that bid on his flipping ideals. So let's look inside here. One of the big concerns I have is whether or not the heads are any good on this one, because that sometimes happens with these classic Nakamichi transports, is the coils in the head open up, and I am very, very concerned about that. So at some point we're going to have to find out whether or not the heads are any good in this. I will meter them and see what they ohm out to and all that good stuff. Now let us be taking a pick of dentalis here, and I want to see if these pinch roller pivots are free to move. This is very susceptible to that as well, just like the 480. Okay, that one's not seized, so it's already in better shape than the 480. That one looks good too. Things are looking up so far. The pinch rollers are nasty. I will be cleaning those. Usually NAC pinch rollers hold up, so very unlikely I will have to replace those. If I do, then that's a discussion we'll have later. Anyhow, everything in there looked all right. We'll fire up the deck in a second. Well, not a second, but a few minutes anyway. Here is another reason why I went for this deck over the auction one. There's no corrosion on these screws. The auction one was heavily corroded here, so I went for this one knowing that it probably came from a portion of Japan that's more towards the interior, where there's no heavy humidity. That's a key to keeping the head coils in good shape in these things. And likewise, there's no corrosion I can see anywhere back here either. So that is good. Now, according to the seller, well, seller didn't say much about this at all, but he did say he replaced the power cord, or the power cord has been replaced. So that's another thing I want to do, is open this up before I even plug this in. I want to see exactly what the seller did to get this deck going. And again, no corrosion on the screws here. Okay, see if I can do this one-handed. Tilt her up. I don't see any problems here. Again, no corrosion. Very happy this makes me. Well, there's maybe a little bit on these two screws. Minor, it looks like, and maybe this one. maybe not. So, it's all so far so good. I was really nervous about this because the shipping box was damaged. But I need not have been worried. Even though this deck was not marked as fragile by From Japan, they shipped it the way they usually did. They overpacked everything. So basically what they did was they took the seller's original shipping box and they just dropped it inside a bigger box with lots of packing material. So the deck seems to have come out without any damage whatsoever, which is good. So let's see what this looks like inside. I need to know what kind of shape this is in before it powers up. Okay, what can we divine from this? Well, the belt is gone. Capstan belt. That's expected. I hope that belt hasn't gone hygroscopic and turned into a great big mess like the Denon I just did. I may clean this off right now, actually. Well, not right now, but after I go off camera. I need to inventory all the orange capacitors anyway. Power supply capacitors are original. Those will be going immediately. I'll be recapping this as soon as, well, not as soon as I go off camera, but probably sometime soon. The problem with these Shoei caps is they sometimes fail shorted, and I just do not want that for my ZX9 here. Let's see, what else can we see from this? Okay, yes, the power cord has been replaced. Those are modern zip ties on there. Seems like it was at least well done, so maybe the previous owner knew what he was doing. And oh, there it is, right there. An orange cap of doom. All of those have to go, including that one. But I already mentioned that, so doesn't bear mentioning again, I guess. Okay, just having a look. Sometimes some of these chips on the motorboard can go a little flaky and they start losing their stability, but I won't worry about that now. That is a problem for future self. And those are some big filter caps, and I've heard that people even go bigger than that when they refurbish one of these. I believe, yes, those are 6800 microfarad. I saw one person say that he goes up to 50% over and above that, so about 10,000. I don't think I'll be doing that with mine. I think I'll be going up to 8200 if I do that. But I don't even have those parts right now, so when I do the recap, I'm going to go with the original size because I know I have that size. So this is looking promising so far. Very promising. No damage to this top board at all that I can see. We'll have to get into the bottom board here in a second, just to have a little look-see. But I'm already feeling like I might actually be sleeping tonight because I have been worrying about this for 3 weeks. I had this shipped the fast way, too. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stand this, the idea of this thing floating across the ocean for 2 months. Okay, turn her over here. Let me get all the screws out from under here and then we'll take a look inside there. Okay, bottom cover coming off. Lots of stuff in there, but I'm seeing no broken boards and I'm liking that. A lot of flux around this capacitor here, but I still think that the capacitors are original. And if you're wondering what this is the azimuth adjustment for the recording head. That's another thing we're going to have to probably deal with inside there, because that freezes up. Along with the pinch rollers. Okay. Things are just looking up with this thing. That's all I can tell you. I am very pleased with this purchase, despite how much it cost. My wallet is not pleased, but I am pleased. And I'm the boss around here, not my wallet. Looks like there's enough of the capstan belt left to sort of bind up here a little bit. So taking a look at the mode belt now. It is a little stretched, but not too bad. That might actually work, the mode belt. It just won't play a tape because the capstan belt is gone. And fair warning, these capstan... I cannot talk, I cannot think, I cannot sleep. What can I do? Well, spend money, apparently. But I need to tell you that these models are known for being very, very picky with their capstan belts. Just like the Akai GXR88 from last week. But I'm not exactly sure which one of them is the more picky, but it's probably the GXR88 if I'm being totally honest, because that deck uses both capstan motors all of the time to provide inter-capstan tension, and the belt has to be absolutely perfect on one of those Akai auto reverse units. You cannot get away with anything that's less than perfect. As you saw during the Wow and Flutter test of the GXR88, the original capstan belt can't get it done anymore, but I've got a bunch of belts incoming for this. I've got a full kit from Web Spare Parts incoming. Probably won't be using that capstan belt. I'm just kind of evaluating their belt quality. And I've got 4 more FRSP 8.97s coming in. That is the belt I will use. One of them, anyway. I'll just keep swapping them out until I find the best one. Reason being, that belt was intended for this transport, so that's the belt I'm going to use. I do realize there are other suppliers out there. I know about ESL. I know how expensive their belts are too, so I'm probably not willing to go that far with it, but I also know about one other source. I can't remember the name offhand. Directed Technology or something like that. I know they've got a good belt too, but I'm not sure if they even ship to Canada, so I'm probably not going with them either. But enough talking, let's flip it over and see if it'll power up. Maybe I should clean the capstans before I do that. Okay, folks, I got the capstan flywheels cleaned off, and thankfully there is no damage from the belt going hygroscopic. They're brass. I'm not even sure if that applies to those, but I'm glad I kind of got a start on that so I can get less dirty the next time I'm in here actually working on this thing. And before we power this up, you might be asking yourselves, did he check the heads to see if they're any good in this deck? Yes, I have. I don't think I could have slept tonight if I hadn't checked those. And the news is, they're all good. No open coils anywhere that I can find. I did not check the erase head, so the erase head might still be a problem, but I will worry about that when the time comes. Right now, the heads that are important are good, so very, very, very relieved. So we're going to fire it up now, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not even going to try messing with this stuff over here. Reason being, there's going to be a bunch of those orange capacitors in those circuits, and I just don't want to give this deck an excuse to make my life miserable later, so I'm not even going to bother. Okay, so nothing left to do but see if this powers up as well as it did in the seller's photos. It does seem to be the case. Tape switching is working. Don't know if that's working. Don't plan on using it. Let's see here. Oh, we got to check the capstan motor. That is working. Obviously, just the one capstan is working, but that's fine. I know I missed a few spots of on the rubber, but I can worry about that later. So, let's come down here and see what the transport does, shall we? Can we even get a look in there? The lamp is out. I'm seeing that right now. Let's get the door off. Oh, actually the lamp is okay. Never mind. I thought I remembered it working for the seller. As you can see, the capstan is going. I want to see if it raises and lowers the pinch rollers. We'll see how good that mode belt really is. It's no good. I'm going to have to replace it. That's fine. I expected as much. I get the impression that this was a fairly well cared for deck. That is just come to its new owner and is ready for a good service. Let's see if I can get a look at that mode belt from here. I want to see if it even actually tries to move. Well, it's kind of hard for you to see in there, but yeah, that belt's done. As expected. So, I've done about as much as I can do on this deck for today. It's just supposed to be an evaluation. It isn't supposed to be me getting in there and working on stuff right away. And there will be a lot of work I have to do to this. Probably multiple videos over multiple weeks. Maybe even multiple months. Because I've never worked on anything this fancy before. Well, I say that and then I start thinking about, don't I have a Akai GXR88? That thing is all computer. That is nothing but fancy. Oh, I forgot to check the reel drive. Let's do that. It's probably going to need an idler. It sounds like it needs an idler. See what happens here. It twitches, but that's about all it does. So, yes, needs an idler. Anyway, there it is. It's on the shelf with the rest of my other delusional purchases here. I don't know why I'm like this. Don't ask. I have no idea. I've been like this since I was a kid. I used to go to the stereo stores all the time and just look at one tape deck after another, dreaming about which decks I would own and which decks I wouldn't own. And I guess I never got that out of my system when I was a kid. Anyhow, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the 100,000 subscriber threshold if I ever even get to that point, but I'm thinking it might not actually be Nakamichi anymore. There's a bunch of European brands I've never even done anything with yet, and some of them are at this level, like Revox. Is Revox European? I think they are. I think they're Swiss, actually. Something like that. Or they were Swiss. I don't know what they are now, but there's Revox, there's ASC, there's Tandberg. Bunch of other cool stuff I haven't worked on yet. So there's probably going to be a little bit more collecting yet in my future, but I think the way things are looking now, I'm closer to the end than the beginning, as I said earlier. This Hitachi, I'm hoping to do that soon. Relatively soon anyway, but the belts for that one aren't here yet. They didn't have a bunch of them in stock when I ordered them, so I'm kind of waiting on those. Kind of a low priority yet for that deck, but I think the next one we're going to get to on this particular shelf is the Double D7. I need to get in there and start working on that transport, because this is the one where I might have to replace the felt clutch on in the take-up drive, and I've got people after me about that now, kind of wondering exactly what the heck it is I'm doing here with this, but we'll get to it. I did do a little bit of work on the damper assembly. I don't like that wheep noise that it makes when you open the door, but apparently that's by design on that deck, so whatever. We'll get to that one in fairly short order, I think. I want to try and find something easy to do after this video for next week. I think maybe we'll get into that NAD unit right there. Anyhow, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.